everyone, welcome to my desk, which looks slightly different today. It's because I'm trying to kind of give you a more elongated look of things, so you can see my palette. Hopefully you can see my mixing palette, which I'll probably move at some point over there, and then a bit of the previous swatching or mixing that we did beforehand. If you haven't seen that video, I highly advise you go and have a look, because there we were mixing a number of different greens and looking how interchanging yellows and blues give us different kind of greens. Some of them were more neutralized and some of them were maybe nice colors for other things than botanicals, but you get the gist of it. So today I decided to pick my Winsor & Newton, because from the previous video or tutorial we had a bit of fun mixing the Winsor & Newton, the White Knights and Daniel Smith Sap Greens with the PV19. My choice for today is going to be the White Knights, and that's why I have the palette ready here. But I will probably use this tray to mix colors in. To begin with, let's just think about a simple botanical. I haven't drawn them in a very long time, so I kind of feel a bit out of practice. So I think I will just simply start by drawing out a bit of a foliage maybe, and then we'll just see where it takes us. So this is just the foliage. I haven't added any flowers yet, so I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't feel like flowers today. So, Sap Green. And then a bit of my PV19 into it, which was quinacridone red. I have it in my palette as well, it's right up here. But since I already have it in this mixing tray, I thought it'd be good for me to just mix it up. So there we go. All I'm going to do is just kind of like color in really, and I think I will use I will keep the pencil marks. So this one is done. Now, for this one, I would want to add a little tone just to kind of bring things slightly more out. So I'm thinking, just looking at the swatch card, this olive green looks like it would be a nice kind of contrast there. So let's see. I'm going to also bring some variation into it. On its own, this is what we have here. But I think watercolor becomes so much more interesting if you mix it. So I'm not sure what will happen, but on the palette I have some transparent sienna from a previous swatch, and that was way too much. So I'm going to go back into olive green, and actually it's such a lovely rusty color. So I'm going to add it, but I do want a lot more water in this. So I think I'm going to add, I'm just going to experiment a little bit. I'm going to add some Indian yellow. It's a lovely transparent color that makes things glow. And look at that. This This is so pretty. So let's try and add a bit of that sap green into this color, see what happens. So we get a bit more of the green in here. There we go. And maybe as I go, we'll also dab it here, because it will look strange if it's just a petal on its own and the color is nowhere else to be seen. So I'm just going to dab it in some areas like that. And I will carry on. I'm going to go back into this paddle that I used from before and add it to this area, or to this greenery as well. Okay. Quite like that yellow. I think I want to bring it back somewhere in here. So again, Indian yellow. Indian yellow is so beautiful and so strong. It really just needs a little bit. There we go. And I actually quite like it, so I'll continue here as well. Like that. I think it's a lovely pop of yellow. And then I will just finish the little twig. Just with the very tip of my brush, just pulling through. Okay, so I will let this dry fully, and I can see actually on the camera this leaf is starting to look a little bit dull, so I'm going to glaze over it just to bring a bit of something to it. And there are a couple of leaves that I can do it to, so I'm just going to go ahead, use this color from before. I'm so in my zone right now that talking and painting is not the easiest. So I'm just glazing, not everywhere, just in a few areas. And at this point I'll let it dry. In fact, I want to darken this area up, so I'm going to create a darker mix with Sap Green and just add it, kind of try to blend it in a little bit more, like that. So it's not just sitting on top. There we go. Okay, now at this point we need to wait for it to dry completely. As I was waiting for things to dry a bit more, I just decided to put a little memo here of colors that I used, so that I kind of can learn from this, because looking at this beautiful botanical piece, you'd never think that there is this, you know, bright pink in there, but that's what brought us this variation of greens. So I definitely will write down what the colors are. All of them are white nights except for the Schmincke transparent sienna, and I will title everything and come back and show you the close-ups. The thing with this Botanical is that actually before I started, I thought I will add flowers to it and do some doodly work, but I'm so happy with what I have here that I think I'm just going to leave it, and it doesn't need anything extra. If I would do it, I would actually go beyond that point of overworking things, and I might like it, but I'm likely to hate it. So I'm going to leave it here, and this is one of the points that helped me to improve my art, to stop at the right time without overworking things. Because one side of me thinks, well, I started with the intention of creating like a floral bouquet with different textures and doodles and all of that, so maybe I should do this. But then why ruin something, or potentially ruin something that I think doesn't need anything else? And perhaps this is me, this is what I need to do, and I need to listen to myself rather than going with the impression that I need to add things to it because that's what I thought I should do. So with that thought, I will go ahead, title things, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you the palette. I think the colors are so lovely. These are from previous painting sessions, so ignore those, but here, don't they look beautiful? Just love them. And here is the Botanical. I love all the greens, how they are interlinked, and it just doesn't look boring. It looks very contemporary to me. So let me know what you thought about this sort of video. It's been a long time since I have been properly working and enjoying watercolors. So yeah, do let me know, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're feeling relaxed and well, and thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.